Hi, Joyce. Hi, Gal Cafe. And everyone else who's joining the
Yes.
stream this afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and thank you for making time for us. Are you having your coffee?
Yes, I'm having iced coffee.
Wow. Barako.
Ayan.
So, sige. Well, I've seen you also post in the past couple of days, no? Yung mga rants of parents who are now homeschooling their kids. Tans, you're also a mom, right? You have
Right.
and a baby. So how are you
Yes.
guys?
Okay. I just wanted to share with everyone na hindi porke the Daycare Lady ang aking personal brand, I'm having an easy time at home. It's not true. I share with the challenges that you all have shared with us through the thread. Ayun, medyo mahirap siya. Like, we really have to, like, the 8-hour or 7-hour work schedule that you keep in the office, it's not realistic at home. Like, it's really on and off. So, nandyan ka, I'm typing emails, and then, eto na yung anak ko, yung yaya. Ma'am, pwedeng pa, ikaw muna kay Alab, no? So, kahit nga may support at home, hindi talaga siya may iwasan, no? It's really embedded in the routine.
Mm-hmm. I know, and I can just imagine, no? You have a baby and you have an 8-year-old, so both are still demanding of your time.
Right.
Well, Tans, you have a lengthy experience, no, in early childhood education, and that's not only on the teaching part, but you were also a school administrator from
Right.
up to now. So you were exposed to the teachers, the parents, no, caregivers,
Yes.
or basically, the adults who are handling the kids. What's that? What have you learned so far about the adults who are taking care of young kids?
Okay. One of the most important things that I've learned is that you need to have the adult who is taking care of the kids need to be happy and healthy themselves before they can even take care of, or they can even interact or build high quality relationships and interactions with the children. Kailangan tayo mismo, no, we're ready, we're happy, we're healthy, we're whole sa sarili natin before we can even give a part of ourselves to the children. So, yun, no, Joyce, I told you earlier that one of the key things that I think would be important for the parents and the caregivers to know, but especially the parents, na nape-pressure ngayon sa dami ng content about what to do at home, ito yung mga activities to do with your kids, ganyan. The first thing they need to understand is you are enough. Yun yung gusto kong sabihin sa inyo. At this time where this is a sudden change, and sudden changes really create some sort of stress, not just to the adults, but to the children also. So, ang kailangan lang talaga nila malaman at this point is that you're there to love them, you're there to support them, you're there to give their needs at this difficult time.
So it really starts from us.
Correct. So,
okay. This is really new to me. I mean, I've been reading a lot of articles lately, and it's so far puro task-based. Tans, you did prepare something, right?
Yes. So, let me just share this quickly. So, I have, ito yung gusto ko talagang sabihin din sa parents, just so I don't miss anything.
Oh, yes.
So, actually, the title nga of this talk was You Are Enough, Parenting in the Time of COVID-19. So, ayan, as I've mentioned, your love and affection is what they really need at this point. So, it's very important to what they call at Harvard, the Center on the Developing Child, the serve and return. So, for every serve na binibigay ng anak nyo, it's important that you can return a response. So this will help create a more stable and a stronger relationship between you and your child. And then the second part, Joyce, is, ito nga, no, I think you were pointing to this already. It starts with the grown-up. Yung pag-build nung strong relationship na yon that they need right now. So, it's important to make time for self-care, or Joyce, what you call self-compassion. I really like that. No? So, it's not, I just want parents to understand that this isn't a luxury. So if you need to take time to acknowledge the fear, the anxiety, the uncertainty, if you need to embrace, like having to cry, for example, iiyak nyo lang siya if you need to cry. And then before you respond, try to be more aware. Yung sinabi rin ni Nina, no, about mindfulness practices. Before responding, if you need to breathe deeply, if it will allow you to respond more calmly and more clear-headedly, then do it, diba? And then take time to rest. I think this is one of the things na baka nakakalimutan na natin gawin because of the demands at home and at work. So, take time to rest when you can. And it's okay to seek for support. Actually, it's what we all need right now. It's not just the moms who should be working with the child, or it's not just the dads. It has to be a well-coordinated effort. No? So, and then Joyce, what I want to say also, given that point, is we can't give what we don't have, diba? Yun nga yung sinasabi natin.
So, well, when we said na, okay, we're doing all this self-care, all these self-compassion initiatives so that we will be able to, fill ourselves with enough energy so that we can give. But at the same time, I'm sure our viewers who have tuned in, are here because they themselves are getting stressed. How do they manage quarantine parenting stress?
Okay, the second part would be, dito na magko-connect yun, no? Yung get to know yourself or get to know each other better. So, sino yung each other na sinasabi ko? First is you need to know yourself better. So, how do you do that? Ito yung isa sa mga gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Hold on.
Okay.
It's being able to ask yourself these questions. Ayan, kasi makakatulong din to sa pag-self-regulate nyo or pag-manage ninyo ng sarili nyong energy and ng sarili nyong time while working from home. So first is mga ano lang to, guide questions. If you have more questions for yourself, go ahead. So first is, what are my triggers? Are your triggers, for example, is it noise? Is it mess? Is it the lack of support from your partner? Naiirita ba kayo pag di kayo tinutulungan? So once you recognize or identify your triggers, I think it's easier to manage them. So how can I manage these triggers? Will it help if I rearrange the room? Will it help if I set up my quiet workspace, and for my child, a safe space, or what's called a yes space that they can safely explore? Will those help? And then next question would be, what would help me respond better to my children and to my tasks? So now look at your children and what's in front of you, na yung mga deliverables mo for the day or for the week. Ano makakatulong kaya sa akin? Would it be 2 hours of straight work? So that would mean getting support from the other grown-ups in the house. And then what is the most important thing that I would like to do for myself today? So I think that's one good thought also when you start the day. No, it's good to have a goal. Kung ano yung gusto mong gawin for self-care or for yourself for the day. Secondly, get to know your child. This will help.
Okay.
Ito na, get to know your child. So, of course, kilala nyo sila dahil anak nyo yan. But I think getting to know them from a scientific or a developmental perspective will help manage your expectations and perhaps minimize frustration. And kasi you know what to expect. Na kapag may binigay ka sa kanila, ganito yung mangyayari next. So more or less, may predictability din for you. Kung ano yung mangyayari, no, if you give them certain materials or if you leave them alone, which I hope you don't. So getting to know their developmental stage will also help you determine what activities would be good to introduce at certain times.
Okay. So, start from there. Hindi yung, basta lang nagbigay tayo ng activities.
Correct. Oo. So, get to know their developmental stage better so that you can understand their behavior, yung competencies nila, and yung needs nila. So, if you have so Joyce, I'll give examples, no? And to everyone who's listening, for more information about or for more details about what activities to do, I'll be sharing them on my page, which I will announce later. Pero I won't go into the details right now. Pero I'll just give examples, no? For example, for infants and toddlers, I've been really inspired by teacher Tanya Velasco. She's an RIE practitioner here. So she talked to me about, or she taught me yung ginagawa yung beliefs ni Magda Gerber that children should be allowed to explore materials, no, as much as possible. Actually, kung tutuusin, low maintenance yung mga babies and young toddlers kasi you can just leave them with a safe space at home. But of course, you're there to supervise. You can leave with them inexpensive objects like kitchen tools like wire whisks, mixing bowls, empty plastic bottles, plastic cups, na they can explore. Actually, kung alam ko medyo may mga scarcity tayo ng pagkain, no? But if you have extra bigas, kahit isang cup, they can pour and that can last for hours. Yung ganong play. Yeah, so actually si Alab, my 1-year-old, 4 hours niyang nilaro. Kailangan na namin siyang awan. So, yes, these are what we call sensory activities. So one is sensory and then the other one is material exploration. Okay. And then if you have grade schoolers naman, I want the parents to know also na it's okay kung wala kayong sinet-up na homeschool. I mean, that's not the expectation right now from you, especially if you're not teachers. But kung hindi kayo naka-print ng worksheets today, I mean, don't sweat it. Your children can be creative if you left with them various materials, no? So I'm very inspired by yung sa Raya School naman ni Teacher Annie Almario, school ni Himig, where they're very much inspired by the Reggio Emilia philosophy of teaching, of learning naman. So dito ko, yung isang aspeto nun na natutunan ko is really to allow them to explore materials and create things with unconventional materials, no? So sa bahay, pwedeng mag-iwan ka lang ng markers and then a piece of scratch paper, maybe toilet paper rolls.
Toilet paper. The rolls.
You can leave your child and maybe assign a project for them. And to those who are asking about preparing for homeschooling, before preparing them academically, right now during the summer, I think one of the most important things to impart with these kids is yung work ethic and study habits. So dun sa sinasabi ko, I want to integrate na iiwanan nyo sila ng materials. If you want to put in like a project, like para may purpose yung ginagawa nila, you can set it up as a project and leave your child to manage his time. So if it's a project, that means may deadline, right? So you can set a deadline, agree with your child kung tingin niya kailan niya matatapos yung project. So those are the little things na pwedeng gawin sa bahay na high impact. And then, correct. Sorry, Joyce, ha? And then yung high schooler naman, or yung teenagers natin, let's not expect na they will engage in full conversation with you or spend their whole day with you like the little ones. No, kasi a lot is going on, like sa katawan nila, like a lot of brain activity, a lot of hormonal changes, which results in the brain activity and vice versa. Give them space. If you can share or you can, don't get me wrong, these kids, they would want to spend time with you. They still want to converse with you, their parents. It's just also a matter of setting aside time for them and really getting to understand that they want to talk but not all the time. And it's good to connect in a level na parang magkaibigan kayo by sharing hobbies. Siguro baka pwede kayong to make an effort in getting to know what you're interested in, and maybe you can do it together, like play an instrument or paint or read a book together and talk about it, or watch K-drama together and talk about it, diba? So yung mga ganon, yung mga nakaka-relate siya with you. So, yun.
And ito, ang daming nagtanong in the group. What about screen time?
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Firstly,
I have to confess, mas naging lenient ako sa screen time pagdating dun sa 8-year-old ko. So, meron guidance ang CDC and WHO sa tamang sa age and sa amount of screen time. So, I still maintain that for children 2 below, no screen time ang recommendation because they need to be active. Kung hindi siya maiwasan, if you're going to use screens for very young toddlers, so 2 below, just use it. My guidance would be just to use it for music and movement. Para may ginagaya sila. It needs to be interactive pa rin. So you want them to move while watching. But for those who are older, I mean, I'm addressing the parents again. If it helps you accomplish tasks for the day, or if it helps you keep sane, forgive yourself. Patawarin niyo ang sarili niyo for giving them like an additional 30 minutes of screen time. It's the least of your concerns at the moment. I totally get that. Pero yun, if you're looking for alternatives, and of course this is highly encouraged, books are always a good idea for sedentary time. Also, if your place allows it, it's also great to be able to spend time outside of the house. If you have a garden, or kung townhouse yan dun sa may garahe, just for them to get sunlight and maybe play with the ball. Kasi iba pa rin, especially for the really little ones na they can see nature and touch nature. It's still really of value for especially infants and toddlers. But yeah, for screen time, yun, I think baka pwedeng palitan siya ng hobby, or yun nga, mga sensory activities. So like for babies, for toddlers nga, kahit bigyan nyo lang sila ng papel na pwede nilang punitin, if you can model that. Tapos pwede nyo rin i-model yung crumpling. They love crumpling, and maybe placing it in a container. Yan, mga things that can take up maybe 30 minutes.
You know what I like about what you said? Number one, well, they're inexpensive. And then number two, you're helping us be become a little bit more compassionate with ourselves. Kasi, there is that pressure na I think everything has to be normal at home. Like, we'll be productive at work, but at the same time, we'll be able to manage our kids. Now, imagine that's where the stress is coming from. But what you're basically telling us is, okay, if they're doing more screen time than they usually do, well, just let them do it for as long as, you're able to become productive or do what you have to do. I also like that, you're more focused about the people involved. So the mom or the caregiver, the dad, and the child. Kasi from all the articles that I've been reading, they're mostly about, okay, these are the tasks that you can do. So the tendency is to just copy. Then if it doesn't work, then we feel frustrated. But in this case, okay, oo nga naman, no, kung hindi match yung sa age ng bata, it's not going to work, diba? Or kaya sila
parang ano yan, Joyce, yung reality versus, yung expectation versus reality. So I think really knowing your child's developmental stage and competency will allow you to match expectation and reality. And be grounded then with what to expect of yourself. And don't be too hard on yourself if you're not, like you're not like what you see on social media.
Yeah. Diba? You also said na you have to involve or you have to get support. You have to ask for it. And I remember, diba, when we talked last night, sabi mo, Joyce, it might be better if you can invite again, diba, or the partners. So,
yes.
I mean, what are your final thoughts about this? Kasi, yun nga, I'm sure, this will be shareable, it's put on public. Then, how do you think can the women who are viewing us now be able to get their husbands or their relatives help?
Okay, so I know that to those of you who have been reading a lot of parenting articles, parenting in the time of this pandemic, have seen the importance of routine or setting a structure. So this is my third and last point. Okay. Being able to set a structure, not just for the child, but also for you as a family, I think is critical and it's helpful more than ever. So for children, itong nakikita nyo sa slide, yung routine, predictability, etc. It's really meant for the child. But actually, if you think about it, applicable din siya for adults. So this was based on one of the papers from Harvard. It says that according to science, having a predictable environment creates a sense of security for children. And this is very important for children's development, that they have a sense of stability and security because it minimizes stress. So, kapag stable yung environment nila, wala masyadong cortisol na nakikreate in the body, which is the stress hormone. And when cortisol is excreted or created in minimal amounts in the body, then the likelihood of a person to have depression or anxiety when they grow up becomes minimized. So what we're saying is having a routine ultimately could result or is associated with positive outcomes. So I think this is also very important for the parents. Kapag may routine kayo at home, sige, I'll start with the children siguro. It's good to create a routine for each of your children. But make sure that you involve them in the process. That's my biggest advice here. Especially if they're verbal. You'd want to involve them kasi mas alam din nila yung gusto nila. Even at a very young age. So it's good to seek for their input. But of course, being the adult, you know when would be the best bedtime, when would be the best meal time. So yun, you can work together with that. But my other suggestion is also to coordinate or to integrate the routine of the children with your routine or vice versa. Baka pwede nyong ilagay sa routine ng mga bata time with mom. So uninterrupted time with mom. Pwedeng 15 minutes, Because I know you get guilty. Like, I was chatting with a friend of mine earlier, and she said, like, working from home daw and having to say no, parang later, sobrang nakaka-guilty and heartbreaking daw. And I totally understand. Pero yun, I think if it's set within a routine, your children will understand that, oh, okay, it's mom's work time. So I have to, she won't be here in this room because she's working. Or, oh, it's time with mom. So, alam na niya when to expect you. Go ahead, Joyce.
Our kids respect time. And it's not just, respecting our time, but eventually, this is something that, they can bring into the real world. Ganda.
Correct, Joyce. So, tama. And again, dun din papasok yung work ethic and good work practices na gusto natin ituro, especially those who are asking about homeschooling. So being able to manage yourself means being able to manage your time and energy properly can be addressed by having a structure at home. And I think coordinating with your partner, so dito papasok din yung mag-asawa, no, or co-parents, being able to coordinate your time together could work. I mean, it's something worth trying. Right now, it's working for me and my husband. Like, unahan kami mag-call na, may call ako ng 8 a.m. tomorrow. So, understood na yun, nasa kanya muna yung bata at that time. And, I do the same. Like, the kids are with me if he has something. So, I hope it's something that might work for the parents out there.
Well, yeah, special mention si Alex. But there's one question. Medyo nag-overtime tayo, but this is such a good topic. And I know that you're prepared for it. A lot of moms will benefit from it, lalo na tahimik tayo in the next couple of days. Somebody asked, Simona again, and what if there is no support available? What's your best course of action?
Okay. If there's no support available, first, I think is really to reach out to your support group. If you have one, you might want to check if there are communities or your friends. Actually, you can start with your friends, not really to let them come into your house, because I know the risks involved and what we're practicing right now in flattening the curve. But I think it's for you to manage your exhaustion and to manage your own health. I think talking with others and other moms or other parents would help. And also, if you have older kids, please know that actually as early as 3 or 4 years old, meron na kayong chores na pwedeng ipagawa sa kanila. And lalo na self-help skills, like having to, like learning how to set their own table or pack away yung pinagkainan nila. Kaya nila yun. Basta nakakapaglakad na sila or they're 3, nakakaintindi na sila. So you might want to have your children as also part of your support group.
So, well, again, these are, very practical tips. In fact, what I realized, sometimes we think too big and too grand, that we overlook that the best solutions are actually simple, inexpensive, and doable ones. Thanks, thank you so much for the time that you gave us. Are there any last words that you would like to impart to our viewers today?
Thanks also, Joy. So I just wanted to reiterate my 3 points today, or my 3 key messages today. So number 1, this is the most important. You are enough. Know that you're enough. Number 2, knowing yourself and knowing your child can be the most helpful knowledge to manage your time and energy at home. And thirdly, predictability in everyday activities at home can bring positive outcomes, not just today, but until they grow up.
Okay. Again, thank you, Tans. I'm sure.
Thank you for having me, Joyce.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of our viewers and Gal Cafe members might have more questions. How can they reach you?
Okay, to reach me, you can email me at Tanya at thedaycareladyph.com. Or you can also, I'd like to invite you to like my Facebook page, The Daycare Lady PH. Ayan. And then you can also send me a message there and I'll be replying to you myself.
All right. So again, thank you so much, Tanya, for joining us.
Thank you.
Be kind to yourselves. And, if you have friends, if you know moms who are in need of support, we have the Gal Cafe community for you. And you can also look for other groups who can help you. Okay? So thank you. It's been a really wonderful journey to thriving amid the pandemic. We're going to take a break from, our Fikas. But we will be back soon and hopefully with better. You have been great speakers, great guests, and I'm sure a lot of people here who are tuned in have learned a lot. So thank you, and please join Mindful Manila's versus live chat tomorrow, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Manila. Have a blessed Holy Week. Bye, Tanya. Bye, everyone.
Bye.